Well, it was a dream to start something for the betterment of the women. I was not in a social service. Otherwise, I would have loved to do the social service. Anyway, being doctor is being the part of the social service. And anyway, I started this venture to serve the women. I wanted to serve the women in the periphery, but probably the family and the children, education, and so many other things did not permit. Otherwise, I would have loved to serve in the periphery. એનીવે મારા અંજળ પાણી અહીંયા જ લખાયા હશે એવું આપણે માની લઈએ છીએ અને મારું જે ટેન્યોર ચાલુ થયું વિથ ધ સપોર્ટ ઓફ માય હસબન્ડ કચકચ કરતા ગયા અને સપોર્ટ લેતા ગયા I would say, but anyway, it has been a beautiful journey till here, and with the three wonderful children with me, and children's friends, and so many other support with me. Innumerable support. Well, today I was supposed to speak, and I am supposed to speak a little bit on the women empowerment. Less we know what exactly the women empowerment is. It's like not developing the muscle power like men's. I would not call that as a women empowerment, nor that you want to end up fighting with the men and fighting with the family. I would not call this as a women empowerment. There are two words in this, women and empowerment. It's empowering women is called as women empowerment. Let it be a women empowering a women. Men's are of course supporting, so I don't have this, like whatever I'm speaking is not a story about me, you or somebody, but 80% of the women who are facing the problems in working scenarios and being a co-workers with males. So the stories which I have been listening for past 30 years, I have been meeting about maybe on an average about 30 women's, and I would know about the 30 families in and out. Now the second generations are coming to me for the delivery, so I know the families in and out probably. So I know what the women's are undergoing. It's not that no everybody is hitting them and having a domestic violence, but there are certain subtle things which we need to come out of it. Probably આપણું બંધારણ જ એવું છે, જે આપણું જૂનું બંધારણ જે ચાલ્યું આવતું છે એને આપણે ગણીએ તો મેન્સ have been leading the families. They are the earning members and the decision makers. This is long back. એટલા માટે આપણો દેશ પુરુષ પ્રધાન દેશ કહેવાતો હતો, because they have been the bread earners for the family. Women's ને જે જોબ અપાતું હતું, like doing the household work, cleaning part of the house, upbringing of the children, and to exhibit the beautiful body of theirs, reproductive system, and the economic role of the women is, I would say, the house help, which had been long back. આ આપણો ઢાંચો હતો, એમાં કંઈ ખોટું નહોતું. જીવનના બે પાસા સરખા જ ચાલવા જોઈએ. એક બહાર કમાય તો એક અંદરનું સંભાળે. આમ પાસું સરખું ચાલતું હતું અને ટ્રેન પટરી પર ચાલતી હતી. સમહાઉ ટ્રેન પટરી પરથી ઉતરવાની ચાલુ થઈ ગઈ. કેમ? There was some mismatch somewhere going on, you know. The demands have been increasing such that women have to go out and work. Demands were such. It's not that they want to work, or maybe they wanted to work long back, but then the comparison started with the intelligent quotients and the morality and the ethics and so many other things, and thus the women started coming out little bit by little bit. But now મોદી સાહેબ કહે છે કે પુરુષને કંધાથી કંધો મળાઈને ચાલનારી અમારા દેશની સ્ત્રીઓ છે. ઘણું ખરું હું માની જ લઈશ કે યસ ઇન અર્બન એન્ડ સિટી એરિયા યસ, બટ સ્ટીલ આપણો 75% પછાત એરિયા છે અને આ જ પ્રથા ચાલતી આવે છે. If the women has to come out from the village of Haryana, I've got so many women friends from Haryana. Even if they become doctors, they cannot speak much in the family. So this is the scenario today. Okay, ભણી ગણીને આગળ આવો તો પણ they are not the decision makers in the family. Well, we don't want to be the decision makers, but somebody should be heard of, to let somebody know your likes and dislikes, કે મને આ ગમે છે ના મને નથી ગમતું. Somebody to hear on the likes and dislikes of the women's. Yes. So this is how the empowerment started coming up, that is creating a power in the woman. It's not the muscle mass. That's not the power. It's the mass here. It's the power here, which is God has already એને બક્ષિસ આપેલી જ છે. નારી શક્તિની બક્ષિસ એની પાસે છે જ. That power is the mental power here, to able to access the different modalities in the life, in different fields. Like education, ભણાવવાનું ચાલુ કર્યું. અમે ભણતા હતા તો અમે ફ્રી ભણેલા છીએ, because that's how the government started getting the girls out of the family. Not that કે પૈસા હોત તો અમને નતા ભણાવવાના, because I'm blessed coming from a good family. Less are the women who are blessed always, right from the maternal to in-laws. But somehow I'm very blessed. So it was free education after 7th or 8th standard. Somehow it went free always. Even in post-graduation it was free. Started earning bit by bit, like 700 rupees was a big thing. So it went on like that. So making them educated professionals, making them government leaders. મોદી સાહેબે ઘણી બધી યોજનાઓ લઈને બહાર આવેલા છે ફોર ધ વિમેન્સ. સો આ બધી યોજનાઓમાં 30%નો ફાળો જઈ રહ્યો છે સ્ત્રીઓ માટે, એમને બહાર લાવવા માટે. અત્યારે આ વખતે ઈસનપુરમાંથી દરબારની ઘણી બહેનો ઊભી રહી હતી અને ચૂંટાઈ પણ છે. બીજેપીના અગ્રણી સાહેબો અહીંયા બેઠા છે એટલે એમને ખબર છે કે આમ પણ દરબારની સ્ત્રીઓને જ્યારે પહેલી વાર મેં સાંભળી ત્યારે મારી એક ફ્રેન્ડ હતી, મેં કીધું દરબારમાં આવું થઈ શકે છે? પણ આવું થઈ શકે છે. સો this is what the change is, this is what the empowerment is, without any limitations or restrictions, you know. So making them aware of things, making them more literal. ભણાવવાની કોશિશ કરીએ તો the literacy increases, you know. Training them, making the part of the decision makers. Yes. કાગળ તો એટલા માટે લઈને આવી છું, જેમ જેમ દિમાગમાં 3-4 દિવસથી આવતું ગયું એમ એમ થોડું થોડું લખતી ગઈ. So it's like, as I said, કે why there is a need of empowering women and educating women. બધી જૂની પ્રથા હતી, સતી પ્રથા કાઢી છે આપણે. ફિમેલ ફિટિસાઇડ, અત્યારનો આપણો જે મેલ ટુ ફિમેલનો રેશિયો છે ઘણો બધો બગડી ગયો છે. વી હેવ ગોટ અબાઉટ 850 મેલ્સ ટુ 850 males to 1000, sorry, it's the other way around. 1000 males to 850 females. So આટલો બધો આપણો રેશિયો બગડી ગયો છે. એટલા માટે મોદી સાહેબ કેટલું બધું કહેતા રહે છે કે સ્ટોપ ફિમેલ ફિટિસાઇડ, બટ સમહાઉ આપણો ઢાંચો એવો છે કે દીકરો હોવો જોઈએ. યસ. સો it goes on like this. To stop domestic violence, કે જેમાં બોલી શકે કે no, you have to stop here. Honor killing, dowry system, early marriages in the women, and to shoulder the household responsibilities with the men also, because the needs and the demands as far as the money is concerned is becoming so much. So she getting educated, empowering her, getting into a good field, working, it's like sharing the responsibilities with her husband. It makes a lot of difference. As we know, once they start this, the family starts expecting something, encouragement, going to the higher education, going to the business. But in turn, we have to abolish dowry system, child marriages, and more so, I want to convey, because see, the men's in this era, they have started giving the space to the females. So I don't have any complaints, or I mean the women's probably in the urban areas should not have many complaints, because they have been given equal powers to work like them. But empowering women, I would like to convey my message to the women's also. It's like giving the space to the women. It's like making her more comfortable for her working. Like whenever you see, પહેલાં લખાયેલું છે ઘણા બધા ગ્રંથોમાં કે સ્ત્રી જ એક સ્ત્રીની દુશ્મન છે. ઘણું બધું જોઈએ છે, ઘણા બધાનું સાંભળીએ છીએ, ત્યારે આપણાને એમ લાગે છે કે મે બી આ વસ્તુ સાચી હશે ખરી, કે આવું બનતું હશે. પણ ઘણા બધાનું સ્ટોરી સાંભળ્યા પછી મને એવું લાગે છે કે યસ, પ્લીઝ ગીવ સમ સ્પેસ ટુ ધ વુમન્સ હુ આર વર્કિંગ. કોઈ બેન આગળ આવે કે કોઈ બેન કામ કરવા જતા હોય એવા એરિયામાંથી કે જ્યાં બધી સ્ત્રીઓ કામ ન કરતી હોય, યુ સી પીપલ ટોકિંગ અબાઉટ વિથ અ બેડ માઉથ, આ તો આવી છે, આવી છે, આવી છે, એટલે આવું આવું. Come out of it. Why there is a gender discussion about gender when you are working? Why with the co-workers there is gender? Gender has to be with some relations. When husband wife is there, yes, femininity has to be there, but when you are working and when your co-workers are more than 50% of the males, well, make the currents very subtle and good, and don't talk about another women in a bad way. Because if you want to work, you also come up, you also work, and don't spoil the environment, because mostly what I have seen, females are spoiling the environment. Make the environment very subtle, because it doesn't matter to a working female whether somebody is sitting is male or female. Don't look at the gender. It doesn't matter who the gender is, because he or she is a co-worker and he or she is going to work with you. That's it, and that's what it matters. But when you go home, of course the femininity matters, the mother matters, the sister matters, the wife matters, because you don't have to lose your femininity in doing all these things, isn't it? So definitely all these things matters. Yes, most of it, probably whatever I wanted to convey, I have conveyed. And yesterday I was listening to somebody who was talking or giving the speech on the women empowerment, and she said that people do talk about it, that રહેવા દે ને બૈરા થઈને કાંઈ કરી નહીં શકે એમ. કરી નથી શકે એવું નથી, કરવાનો ટાઈમ મળે તો ઘણું બધું કરી શકે, because she knows she has to go back home and shudder the household responsibilities. She has children waiting, and she knows it is the part of her household that she has to go and cook. Okay, she has to talk with her mother-in-law and so many other things, her sister-in-law and the family, of course the in-laws family, because she wants the family intact and still work. So please give space to the women who are working outside, and be little bit considerate when she is working with the co-workers outside, whether let it be a male or a female. If you see somebody working outside with a co-worker who is female or a female, don't just be a bad mouth. It doesn't matter to a woman whether whosoever is sitting with her, next to her. So it's my request, and I'm really proud of my daughter and the workers like Viren and Dilibhai and so many other people who have supported me so far, and my husband, of course, who has given me free hand to work. Thank you. Thank you very much to never ask me anything. Why have you come late? Where have you gone? With whom have you been sitting? Where have you gone? And no questions so far from my husband whatsoever. So I'm really proud of my hubby. Thank you very much.